Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and today I want to show you a product that's in our annual catalog. It's called the Specialty, hang on, I'm going to grab it here, the Specialty Linen Paper, and it looks just like a canvas. I don't think you can see it on the video here, but you can hear the it's like a piece of canvas, but it's pretty cool paper. You get two 12 by 12 sheets in a pack, and you can cut it down with just your regular paper trimmer. So here I have cut it down here to, this is 2.5 by 3 3/4. Now, if you need the measurements and I forget to say them or I go too fast, you can always find them on my blog, becreativewithkathy.com. And right now I'm having internet issues, so it might take until tomorrow to get it on there. Someday my internet will fix. It's been awful without internet, I'm just saying. But anyway, so I want to show you how the linen paper compares to our regular paper and how nice it looks on a card. And now I have a couple samples with some other colors that I'm going to show you at the end of the video, so stick around so you can see those too. But we're going to use the Art Gallery stamp set, and our colors are Early Espresso and some Mango Melody and Garden Green for this one. I'm going to bring in my Pierce mat because I'm going to use a photopolymer or one of those clear stamps, and then I do have a little piece of scratch paper here just to protect my Pierce mat so I don't get ink on that. Okay, so let's oh, and I also have a piece here of just basic white. Now this is going to be the inside of the card, but I want to show you what they look like when you stamp on the basic white cardstock, which is really nice for stamping. It's very smooth compared to the linen paper too. So let's, I have my stamps all mounted here. I'm going to use these three. Oh, and the little words I missed. Whoops, they're not even in there. Where are they, Kathy? There they are. So we're going to have, that's what we're going to use. Okay, we're going to stamp on that linen paper first with that Mango Melody. And I think I'm actually going to stamp the base flower, or the first, I don't know, the full flower first. I'm going to stamp it down here full strength because I want my flower nice and dark. And let me think, do I have it where I want it? Yes, I do. Okay, I'm going to stamp it right here, and I'm going to hold it down there and let that ink sink in. And you'll see that on that linen paper, it comes out with a different look. Look how that looks there. Now, let's, I'm going to stamp one here. But on this paper, on the basic, I'm going to stamp off because otherwise it's going to be way too dark. So I'm going to just take that, and I'm going to stamp him about like there. But now you can kind of see, you'll see on the next part better because I won't stamp off. Let's go, in fact, go ahead and ink up. This is the other part, the detailed part, I guess, of the flower. Let's ink him up. I'm going to stamp him full force on the linen paper. Try to line it up with how, maybe I have to redo it because I can't, nope, there it goes, just like that. Here we go, I can see. We're going to stamp that down. I'm going to let that ink sink in. And look how pretty. Now it just gives it a little bit of detail, but you can see how it gives that flower detail. Let's go ahead and do it onto this one. And just kind of hover around till I see where I think it goes. And then I'm going to stamp it down. I think I missed. No, I did pretty good on that one too. So you can see the difference how it stamps on the basic white compared to on that linen paper. But that linen paper gives it a really cool effect. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp some more. I'm going to next stamp this little Miss You in some Early Espresso, and that's just so I can make sure I miss it with my stamp. So I'm going to stamp it down right here in the corner here. And see how it just turns out so much lighter on that paper. But I don't know, maybe it's just me. You'll have to try it and let me know what you think. Then in that Garden Green, whoops, I'm going to ink up, and I'm going to ink it up this way, that stem, get in really good, and then missing, put it over here so I miss the little Miss You. I don't want to stamp over it. I'm going to stamp that down and hold that, let that ink sink in. And look how pretty my flowers. Now let's go ahead and stamp our stem over here on our inside. So it looks like that. And you can see how the colors are different, how the linen paper does affect the way it stamps. But like I said, it's really pretty. So my whole idea was to kind of have a picture frame on a wall. And I've done a lot of the prep work for this card in advance. So I took that painted texture folder because I thought that would be perfect for a wall. And I did use my color coach. I know I've talked a little bit about him before, but Stampin' Up! Provides demonstrators these printouts you can print out. And on my color coach, I really wanted the yellow Mango Melody, which is where I got the garden green because that goes with it. And then I wanted something that really popped, and I noticed that a Coastal Cabana goes with it too. So I put the Coastal Cabana piece, this is 5 1/4 by 4, through that embossing folder to hopefully make it look like some paint on the wall that we're going to hang our picture on. And then with the contour dies, I used the second to largest of those scalloped rectangles, and I use the, what's the designer series paper that has the wood grain? In Good Taste designer series paper, to kind of make my frame so that I could put my linen paper right there and kind of make it look like it was framed art. I thought that was a kind of cool thing. And with the linen, whoops, I threw my frame. With the linen paper, I go ahead and cut it with my paper trimmer. You need to make sure that your blades are sharp on your paper trimmer. I can attach it just like regular paper with the Stampin' Seal. So I'm going to just take it here and put it right on top of my frame in the middle of that stitching. So it looks like that. And now I feel like I have a piece of framed art. Then for my card base, I'm going to just use Early Espresso. It's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 at the normal, and I've scored it at 4 1/4 and folded it in half just to make a card base. With a little bit of liquid glue, I'm going to attach that Coastal Cabana embossed piece. And I like to use the liquid glue on embossing so it doesn't compromise that pretty embossing that we just did. Yeah, I feel like if you lay it down and run that tape over, you might smash some of your pretty embossing. So I like to use the liquid glue with the embossed piece, and look how pretty that is. Okay, let's go ahead and throw this on the inside. That, and it's pretty, huh? Love this stamp set. You can't go wrong with the Art Gallery stamp set with those flowers. On the back of this though, I'm going to put some dimensionals. That way it looks like it's not flat against the wall, it's hanging up there on a hook. There. Nope. Get rid of those backings. Oh, I lost my trash can. I went to put my backings in the trash and my trash isn't there. So I'll just pile them over here for later. Okay, and then set this in the side, and look how that flower pops on that pretty Coastal Cabana paper. That pretty, but last but not least, wait, let me put my glue away here. I'm gonna bring these metallic pearls, and in this package you get both the gold and the silver, but I'm gonna take a pick tool, and I'm going to just take 3 of those little pearls and kind of put it in the center of my flower just to give it a little bit more character, like that. Can you see those little pearls in there? Isn't that pretty? I think that's a really pretty card. So as promised, let me show you some of the other colors that I used. I did use this one here. This, believe it or not, is Cherry Cobbler and Mossy Meadow on that one. This one here is Poppy Parade and Shaded Spruce. And then this one, which I think might be my favorite, is Flirty Flamingo, again with the garden green. And look how pretty that is. And all of these colors I got from my color coach so I could pop those frames and have the flowers really stick out. So I know my video was short and simple today, but I hope you give the linen paper a chance. You can find it at my online store or in Stampin' Up's annual catalog. If you have any questions, be sure and let me know and I'll answer what I can. And again, if you want the measurements, you could go to my blog, give me some time because my internet is slow, but it's becreativewithkathy.com. Excuse me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here Friday with a Christmas card. Take care. Bye-bye.